Do you feel like you're struggling in your A-levels? Do you spend hours searching on YouTube looking for that remedy that will help you stop procrastinating? Are you allergic to your desk? Do you not like opening those textbooks? Well, look no further, because here's all the advice you'll ever need to ace your A-levels.
So, A-levels, bit of a shit show, aren't they? You're probably supposed to be revising right now, but you're not, because you're on my video, because you're looking at how to do well in your A-levels, when the reality is, you know that doing well would mean clicking off this video, opening your economics textbook, and cracking on. But here we both are. First of all, actually do the work. In lessons and stuff, genuinely listen, take part, all of that basic stuff. I don't want to bore you, but you know, it is pretty simple. You do the work, you get the result. Not always the case, but you're not doing yourself any harm. Next thing, ask teachers. Seriously, they can't say no. You ask them for help. They have to give it to you unless they're really, really bad, in which case complain. Ask your teachers. Get help. Go out of your way to annoy them, irritate them. You know, you've got to take it into your own hands. Another thing you need to do, I'm sorry to say it, make notes as you go and understand it as you go. If you get to, let's be generous and say you've started revising at Christmas time and you're upper sixth and you don't know half the shit from lower sixth, you are screwed. You're probably going to have a much harder time than that kid who's been making notes and, you know, doing everything by the book. I wouldn't necessarily go crazy, but like, at least make sure you understand the principles because it's just so much easier. Next step, buy some revision guides. If not, do stuff online. For me, I studied economics, English literature, history, and then I did an APQ. I had a revision guide to galore. They're not that expensive, you can get them on Amazon, and they simplify everything. You make notes on it, the teachers think you're keen, you get a good report card, your parents get off your back, you get a nice UCAS statement. Honestly, works a charm. Also, revision cards. You see this lovely line here? All revision cards. So easy, simple. I bought the very fancy ones from Paperchase because I don't really know. If I told my mum it was for school, she'd pay for it. So that's some privilege there. But, you know, use what resources you have. The next step, use your free periods. Do it. I mean, I'm being a bit of a hypocrite here because did I? Not really. But I, you know, when it got more serious, I did. Just use them. You know, all your friends are going to be sat on that table over there. You're going to go want to speak to them. You're going to go want to get a Snickers bar from the vending machine. Sit down at that desk where no one else is sat. Put on some headphones. Listen to some study tunes. And open your book and get your shit done. It's as simple as that. That's how you get your A's. That's how you get the grades you want. That's how you get to a good uni. You don't get to a good uni by gossiping about who did what on the weekend with blah. I can't even be asked to think of a good example of gossip, but you know, I haven't been to school in a while. Jesus. I can barely remember my A-level. Another tip is use online resources. We had these things called Connell Notes, which I use for my English literature so much. It saved me a lot of time and research. Econ plus Dal, you were a legend. You got me through my A-level economics because sometimes my teacher would explain something and I'd have been sat at the back of the class, you know, being like, what the... And I'd just go on Dal and he would sort me out in a cheeky 6-minute video. I would be knowing everything there was to know, like sign me up, Chancellor of the Exchequer who. Honestly, saved my life. Same with videos. I studied The Great Gatsby. Eve Bennett has this video on The Great Gatsby. I listened to that probably 7 times. She had some really good ideas that I would never have thought of. I nicked so many of them, wrote them in my essays. Who was collecting the marks? Not her, it was me. They didn't have a clue. And I think one of the most important things is do stuff in your lower sixth. Like, there were lots of people in my year, I'm not going to name any names, none of them are ever going to see this anyway, but lots of people in my year did nothing in lower sixth. Like nothing, you know. And these were people who'd done alright in their GCSEs. They did absolutely nothing, and it just meant that they absolutely were completely screwed. It meant that they flopped in their lower 6th exams. Their predicted grades weren't what they wanted. Mummy and Daddy had to ring up school and beg for different grades, which frankly is embarrassing, and you don't want to have to be in that situation. So yeah, seriously, work. Be consistent with your work. So at my school, they said do 20 hours of work a week. I mean, outside of allotted lesson time. I mean, if you think that's not enough or too much, whatever, that's fine. But work out what you want to do and how you want to do it, and set it out like that. And honestly, you'll be in such a better position. Because by Easter, you don't want to be having to learn stuff. You want to be consolidating what you already know. Because at the end of the day, they're your A-levels, and you know, you can blame your teachers for being bad. You can say that it's really hard, and it might be. The teachers may be terrible. Chemistry A-level, I don't know how you guys do it. I would have failed so hard if I did chemistry A-level. But the reality is you chose it. The teacher is who they are, and they're not the ones with the grade on the piece of paper. So if they're bad, you've got to find a way around it. There are so many ways around it. Like, I had to do a lot of self-teaching, especially with economics. Like, there's a lot of my own work that went into that. And, you know, looking back, I'm actually quite glad about it, because I'm going on to study law in September. And, you know, that's a degree where you have to spend loads of time by yourself, and there's not much contact time, but I feel ready for it. And, you know, I'm probably not even the most qualified person to talk about how to nail your A-levels, because the reality is, click off this video, open your textbook, and get to work. That's how you do it. That's the bottom line of doing well. Sitting down and cracking on with the work. All those pages, you're not going to remember the blistered hands from all the writing. You're just going to see the grades on the paper, and you're either going to regret it or you're not. So it's up to you, really. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and if you would like more from me. I'm off to university in 2 months in London, so when I'm at UCL or LSE, depending on if I get my firma insurance, but that's a whole nother video. So yeah, thank you.